Tumbler. And by that, I'm not referring to the online pictures sharing site. I'm talking about the Batmobile from the latest Batman series. But yeah, nevertheless, I updated it, and while it's not new, and I have shown you this before, I have made some changes to it that I'd like to show you, that I think make it better. Alright, now, before I go and show off my Tumbler, I'd recommend that you actually watch my previous video about the Tumbler, because that way you'll be able to see, or better see, the changes I've made to it. So, if you want to, you can just click the link right now. I'm going to assume that at this point you've either watched the video or don't care. Either way, I'm going to continue on. So, here we have my Tumbler, and at first glance, it may not actually look that much different from my original Tumbler. But I have actually made a few changes to it. The front is relatively the same. It's generally kind of the same. But the back are where most of the changes occurred. First off, for the wheels, I added this little kind of half-stud spacer in there to extend the wheels from this centerpiece a little more. And I did this initially so I could better fit the features in there, but I think it's kind of a cool effect. I also added another full stud spacer, similar to this one, except twice the length, in here between the two wheels, so they're spaced out a little, so they've got a little gap between them. And that was fairly aesthetic, and I think that actually kind of makes it look nice. And then for the back, on top here, I removed that kind of bar piece that was initially there, and I just have these slant pieces, which I feel is more accurate to the movie, so I like it better, because in the movie, the wheels were actually, the tops of them were fairly uncovered. And then for the whole thing, I've actually made it one stud longer, which makes it seem a little shorter and also not as wide. So it seems to have better proportions to the Tumbler in the movie. I also improved the structure of it, so it's now sturdier, but that's not something I can really just show you. That's something you kind of have to take my word for. Now, while I have made a few changes to the outside appearance, it still does look fairly blocky, at least compared to the actual Tumbler. But my main goal never was to have it, a nice aerodynamic, accurate looking on the outside. My main goal for the Tumbler was to have cool features added to it, which is where most of the changes have been to. First off, we still have this, the windshield still slides back, all like before, but instead of the roof now kind of leaning up like that, almost like a door, it now goes back like that. So it now kind of just, so it kind of just like slides back like that. And while it may hang over the wheels a little, it is still a very cool feature, and I'm actually very happy about it. And as you can see, we can now actually fit a minifig in here. In that case, I have a cup. Because before, it was, almost minifig sized, but it was just a little small for it, so I couldn't actually fit one in there. But I changed that. I made it taller. I removed a few blocks from here at the bottom to make it a bit taller. I also made it a bit longer, so it could lean back a little, which will help with height. And then made some room for the arms, so his arms can now fit in. And then, of course, the main feature, and the thing that inspired me to actually build the original version of this Tumbler, is the bat pod that comes out of it, which I have, of course, kept. So, the bat pod now still comes out of the front wheels, and I've actually made the bat pod a little sturdier, just like the Tumbler itself, so because now when I rotate this wheel, it doesn't break apart, which is nice. Also, like the Tumbler, I've made it so now a minifig can fit on it. So it's now roughly minifig sized, because before it was just kind of too long for a minifig, but now it's fairly appropriately sized for a minifig. So, those are the changes I've made to my tumbler. Now, in case you're curious as to how I modified the roof so it now kind of slides back like it does, because that was actually the main change I made to this tumbler and caused a lot of the aesthetic changes and is actually why I did the whole update to it. I actually used these things, so it now kind of rotates in like a part of a circle like that. And what I did is I used these pegs and axles, which I then stuck through these holes here. It's not very descriptive, but essentially I used axles and then holes so it can now rotate in part of a circle like that. Just in case you were curious as to how I got the roof to work like that, in case you want to use a similar feature in some of your own creations. But yeah, those were the updates I made to my Lego Tumbler. I hope you enjoyed it, and see ya!